Hello everyone, welcome to the show and thanks for being on our show again, Ajay.
Not at all.
First time on our show and Sajid, we just spoke.
We just spoke, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
Like a bad penny.
I'm back. Arnold.
Terminator 1.
We're just talking to Sajid about how, he's always super confident and some call it overconfidence. So how do you deal with that?
I don't think it's overconfidence.
No?
It's just confidence and giving himself confidence by speaking like this and giving all of us confidence.
Yeah.
That's why, it's very comfortable on the sets because when you know that there's a guy who's the director of the of the film who knows exactly what he's doing because he's so confident, you trust him.
Right, yeah. But Sajid, the fact that Ajay has had a roaring, series of successes in the past.
And about time, yeah.
So did that also, give you kind of confidence to work with him?
It does. And it definitely shakes you up as a filmmaker also because you see he has a huge fan base which is growing by the lakhs per day worldwide. So you got to keep them happy also. Plus you got to make sure that there are, of course, people who don't like my films or perhaps don't like his films to turn their tide towards our favor, you know.
Are you really conscious as a dancer? I mean, are you really a good dancer or you just are?
I guess. No, I'm not a good dancer.
Okay.
For one.
He's not a bad dancer either.
Yeah, but technically I can manage.
You can technically manage.
That doesn't mean I'm a good dancer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can manage.
What about you, reprising Sridevi's role and dancing on this number?
First of all, I've always been a huge fan of her work, and for me, doing Nano Mein Sapna was almost like it's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And even Taki O Taki, I think both the songs, and in that time they were such iconic numbers. And I think even till a couple of days before I think I shot Nano Mein Sapna, I was hearing it play at some party or some wedding, and I realized that oh my God, these songs are timeless. And I think if these songs are again revamped and played 20 years later, also people will still love it the same way.
In fact, Sajid, we were just talking about how, the heroism in the industry is kind of fading. What do you say about that, Ajay?
Yeah, because there are hardly any heroes left. The ones which came 20 years back, they are there. They're new boys, which are very, I would say, metrosexual and, they're not heroes, they're boys. So men, I would say, not heroes.
Right.
I mean, heroes is the wrong term.
Right.
I think there's a difference between men and boys.
The fact that two of you shared a lot of growing up years together, does that put you in a comfort zone?
It does.
Yeah?
It definitely does. You can, if you have a problem or you're not understanding something also, you do it at that point of time also because your director's asked you to, and then you can get into the room and say, how, why? And then, that comfort zone has to be there.
Yeah, it has to be there.
Otherwise, and when you've known each other since so many years,
you more or less pretty much understand what each other's likes and dislikes are also.
Yeah. But I mean, Sajid is saying that Himmatwala is his best. Do you think so, Ajay? Have you seen all his work?
I've seen all his work and I hope it is the best because we could be biased, we can be biased.
No, I'm not biased, I'm being honest.
He's not, but I mean, I'm just giving it a benefit of doubt. I'm very confident about the film myself, but it's better not to say anything. It's just to keep your fingers crossed.
So how much of it is from the original? I mean, how much are you inspired
I would say not more than 20-25%.
Really?
That's
Okay.
it, which really doesn't certify it to be a remake. But now it's there, it's there.
Yeah. Tamanna, were you very confident because you're working with sure shot success with Sajid and Ajay? Was that also kind of a deal breaker for you?
You know what happens is films are a teamwork, and eventually you need, when the director is so strong. He's a blockbuster director. He's given he's given hits consecutively, and so has Ajay. He's been extremely consistent. So I guess that really makes my job really easy, and I feel like I'm a part of a film that has a very good chance of making it really big and doing really well. So
That's very sweet, and I'll tell you something. I see the hot stove now.
The hot stove won't be visible, no? By then.
No, now it's visible. You haven't put on that
Suddenly
much
you can
weight.
see it.
Too patli ho gayi main.
But just as an actor, the kind of movies you've done not just done a kind of movies. Like if you have this, you also have a Satyagraha and movies like that. So
Yeah, I like the balance. I like the balance. I like, even I wouldn't want you to put Satyagraha in a zone where that is also a completely commercial film.
Yeah.
You see, I wouldn't have done a Satyagraha if it wasn't in the lines of, which the balance Prakash Jha created very well in a Ganga Jal.
Absolutely,
Very intense, yet very entertaining in the sense, very, very commercial. Satyagraha falls in that zone.
But I mean, like commercial movies, and they're kind of what we call offbeat cinema. So you think the lines are somewhere blurring because the smaller films are doing as well, the commercial films are also doing well?
They're not.
They're not?
They're not. This is...
They are doing well, and which is nice.
Yeah.
They're
The
not
last
doing
time we saw spate of those films.
No,
Yeah, but they're doing well at that budget.
Correct, of course, yeah.
So
not
we-
that scale. The scale is not there.
Yeah, no, it's not even about the scale. I mean, you put a big star in a small scale film.
Right.
It's going to collect a little more, not much more. I mean, we are not going to help the film at all. So sometimes all the big stars can be a minus for a film like this, you know,
Really?
because they have a limited audience. Now, if people want to see a Salman Khan, why would they want to see a Salman Khan? He has the biggest base,
Right.
fan base, and they all want to see him do what he does best. Okay, now if he does an art film, those guys are not going to go in.
They're going to be
And you can't afford Salman Khan or anybody else at that level.
Yeah.
So we are actually liabilities for film like this. So I think such films should be made in that, because films don't fail, budgets fail.
No, also films fail.
No, films fail is a different thing.
The small budget films also tank.
No, they do tank. You see, good films work. I'm talking about
Only good films
We're talking about
Good
good
stories
films. I'm
work.
talking about good films. I'm talking about good films that can be commercial or non-commercial,
Yeah.
whatever.
But today...
But it depends now what the audience wants to see. Now, like I was very excited seeing the last Superman. Okay, because I've been a fan of Superman
Same here.
as a
Same
kid.
here.
But I was not interested when I saw the film. I was dejected
Superman in
because
hospital.
I didn't want to see Superman's love story.
And in
You
hospital,
see him as just Superman, nothing else.
Yeah, then you make
Superman cannot go to hospital.
yeah. Then you make
Superman.
something else. Then you make something else. So you know there are certain expectations out of certain people,
Bryan Singer.
and you have to stick to it. I mean, you can be panned by critics again. I'm saying,
Yeah.
I understand their point of view also. That you know why are we doing this? But this is the way it is going to happen, and this is what works here and in Hollywood. You name 5 brilliant films in Hollywood which are brilliant. Okay, and which are non-commercial, not completely commercial, and what have they collected?
Yeah.
And you see all the super hits. What is the biggest? He knows a lot about which is the last biggest hit in Hollywood? Biggest hit
Hobbit
last year.
just did $1 billion, then Skyfall just did $1 billion. You have Transformers doing $1 billion. See, the $1 billion club in Hollywood is same like the 100 crore club over here.
It's the same.
Movies which were badly reviewed. Transformers. You have 2 of the Harry Potters. Then you have the Lord of the Rings. Then you have Avatar, which was panned by critics.
Absolutely.
The
yeah, I
number one
remember
hit.
that, yeah.
I was just telling her that the greatest Hindi film ever made is Sholay, which even Ramesh Sippy agrees had the worst reviews.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Just like I was talking to Sajid, like I was asking whether, his vision is very larger than life. So can he ever make a smaller film with a different kind of actors?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't think he's in that zone right now. Maybe after 15, 20
What
years.
about you?
What about me? Me, it depends. If I hear a Zakham today, which I've not heard since the past 12 years or 15 years, I might suddenly think, okay, forget everything else. I want to do this film.
Yeah.
But then somebody has to come up with that kind of a script. It cannot be good. It cannot be very good. It has to be excellent.
In fact, I must tell you this, when I announced on Twitter that I'll be interviewing you, and a lot of fans said that, please ask him this question, why isn't he not doing a movie like Zakham?
Yeah,
So that is, that's what all your fans always ask.
Somebody has to come up with a script like this.
Yeah, but don't you think then it'll have a good chance at the box office? You think it'll have a good chance today at the box office?
No, I'll do it for free. I'll not let the budget fail. If I want to do it for myself,
That's a big statement. He's going to do some script writer or dialogue writer or filmmaker come to him with a good script like Zakham, he'll do it for free.
yeah, because then if I want to do it for myself, because as I told you, the budgets fail. If the film really, really is fabulous, like it took me 3 minutes to say yes to Zakham.
Right.
You have to hear something like this.
So you haven't got something that totally makes you want
Yeah, people come up with scripts which are nice and which are very, very nice also. I've refused a lot of films which have done decent business also recently on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
But this is exactly what I told them, that I'll be a liability in this film. You need to take somebody else.
Would you ever do a film for free?
Depends, right? Like something that can creatively satisfy you like that, yes.
So
I'm leaving this interview. Goodbye.
Does it work like that on sound? There's like hardcore commercial cinema and then there's different kind of cinema. And have you done both?
I'm sure there must be.
Yes, yes. I guess it exists in all the Indian languages. But unfortunately, I've been a part of both, so I have enjoyed that.
We're just talking about how, heroic cinema and all of that. How come you not thought of making a very superhero kind of movie?
We're all superheroes in our country.
Our heroes are
Our
superheroes.
countries anyway, in our country, all
you don't
heroes can
need
fight 40,
Superman
50
kind of
people,
heroes.
so they don't need the powers.
Himmatwala, he's bashing up 30 guys and you believe it that he can.
So our country is a little more melodramatic. We all are. We all are a little more emotional about everything.
Yeah.
It's
So our
emotion driven.
emotions are
Our
stronger
content is
because-
emotion driven.
Yeah, so you don't really need it till you get a script like that.
Yeah. A lot of these new age filmmakers, newer filmmakers, I would say, they
They're
have
doing
this,
a good job.
yeah, but they have this thing about how the industry is very star driven. And it's very tough for them to sign on bigger stars, even if they have great stories.
No,
you know?
no,
No, I
that's
don't
not
think
true.
so.
I don't think.
Yeah.
That's not true.
I don't think.
They don't have
I
great
think those guys are too much in a hurry. They need to make they need to make films with good content, prove themselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have done. And then you've gotten into bigger films. Okay? But they have to be ready for the bigger films also. Suddenly, a lot of them you see who have made small films, have been appreciated a lot, have made a bigger film, and they've not recovered.
So, but it is, our industry is star driven, Ajay. Wouldn't you agree, really?
Every industry is star
Yeah,
driven.
even Hollywood is. Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
Hollywood. Every industry is star driven. The fashion industry is star driven.
No, because see, what is the face of the film?
Totally.
It's the
Or
star.
the face
The
of
star.
anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
The face works.
And then the content works. The star brings in the audience and then the film has to work.
What was the toughest thing about shooting Himmatwala?
Taki re taki, song, dancing.
So Ajay is always so tell us why, Ajay.
Because I was dancing.
Really? Someone?
Oh, they really tortured him, huh?
No. He used to come, finish it one take and then sit at the back. And she used to, poor girl, used to do 20, 20, 30, 30, sometimes even 200 takes.
Really, was it the toughest thing, Ajay? Not the tiger, nothing. Just
Toughest I would say only because that I'm a little uncomfortable.
yeah.
No, for me, it was the day he had to shoot with the tiger in Mauritius, 3 days at a stretch.
Yeah.
I was like keeping my fingers crossed and I was like, you're okay, don't do it. Don't
And he
do
was
it.
only sitting outside the cage and eating.
Out of nervousness.
What about you, Tamanna?
Well, this question is asked to me again and again. I still don't have an answer for it.
What, was a cakewalk? Is that what
It
you're
wasn't
saying?
a cakewalk, but for me, I don't know, I used to enjoy the process of even something that could be very hard on me.
It was great talking to you all and wish you all good luck for the film.
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much.
Ajay.
Thank you.